You guys on? There we go. You ready, Simon? Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is the Genoa Township Board of Zoning Appeals. It is August 25th, 2026, 7 p.m. at the Genoa Township Hall at 5111 South Old 3C Highway, Westerville, Ohio 43082. We have one agenda item, which is BZA case 2026-13, which is an area variance for 3982, 3994 Worthington Road, and 4077 Rome Corners Road. This is the fourth meeting for this application. Staff present is Paul Benson, our Deputy Zoning Inspector, and Simon Bell, also Deputy Zoning Inspector. I will call the roll. Ms. Ludlow.
Here.
Mr. Wilcoxon.
Here.
Mr. Campanella.
Here.
Ms. Hampel. Did I get it right? No.
Pretty good, pretty good. Ample, here.
And the chair is here. I'll try. Okay, the first item that we need to take care of is review and approval of the meeting minutes from for the meeting held July 28, 2026. I'll entertain a motion to approve. Hopefully you guys reviewed those in your email today or yesterday.
I move to, oh. By all means.
Did I hear a motion?
Yep, I move to approve the July 28th,
Oh, thank you.
2026 meeting.
I second.
And second. Okey-doke, or Travis, I mean. All in favor, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Okay, the only public hearing item that we have on the agenda tonight is for the area variance, and I'll call that hearing to order at 7:03 p.m. And I'll read the legal notice into the record. Anyone that wishes to speak on this matter, please stand and raise your right hand. Yeah. Do you swear to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, we only have staff present. So, Step Up Property 6 LLC, Step Up Property 7 LLC, and Step Up Property 8 LLC via John Ross requesting approval of a variance to create new lots less than the required minimum lot size at 3982 and 3994 Worthington Road, Westerville, Ohio 43082, and 4077 Rome Corners Road, Galena, Ohio 43021. Currently zoned rural residential BZA case 2026-13 that was continued from May 19th, 2026. The applicant provided a request for continuance to the Department of Development and Zoning on August 12, 2026. And he has asked to continue to October 27th. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. He stated in his email he's still searching for legal counsel
Oh,
that he can hire, and so he's just requesting to continue to October to give him a little more time.
okay.
Can I ask
Which is-
a question? Yes. Have you received any additional information from him regarding a change to his his case or his application?
We have not.
So the last information we have from him is the last case he made in the last two meetings where he appeared, correct?
Correct, yes. He and I did email back and forth when he requested continuance. He wanted to know what his options were. So I told him he does have the three options, which was request a continuance to a specific date and time. I did tell him it didn't have to be the next month. That's why he continued it for 2 months to the October meeting. I told him he could also table. Tabling the request would basically be a continuance but not have a specific date and time. And then he would come back at a certain time and say, okay, I want to reopen my application now. But that does come with a fee because we then have to re-advertise, and so we have to charge again for that. Or he could withdraw. We did tell him that if he withdrew, then if he wanted to reapply, he could, and everything that was part of this current hearing would be wiped clean. It would be a brand-new application, and all of the testimony and all the discussion that we've had in the past for this hearing would be gone. But if you continue or table, then it's all still one continuous hearing, so all the testimony that's already happened would still be taken as part of the record.
Are we obligated to provide the continuance?
Staff highly recommends that you accept his wish to continue, especially because voting with the applicant not here to speak on it would probably be bad for the township. So we highly recommend that you do accept the continuance. We did reach out to the prosecutor's office on a question of how many times an applicant can request a continuance. We have not heard back yet. When we do hear back, we will probably provide that to you, and then maybe also let the applicant know if you have a feeling of like, hey, you've continued this a lot, we're not really leaning towards another continuance. We could always pass that along to the applicant.
What would be the basis for us choosing to not provide the continuance? What would be the implications for you and for him?
That it would probably be bad legally for the township to make a decision when the applicant is not here to speak on their application.
All right.
So we would highly recommend just accepting his request for continuance and continue.
If that date came that we would no longer grant extensions, you would let him know that, right? So,
Correct,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah. If you want as a board to say, we're not going to continue anymore after this October meeting, if it's on the record, the applicant will know. I will send him an email after this meeting to let him know that his application was continued, if you choose to go that way, and then provide him with an update on a date to be able to provide materials, and that if you wish to let him know, we are not very favorable on having another continuance, we would let him know, if he's not already listening to the hearing anyways.
sure.
Mr. Chairman, can we have a quick discussion about this?
I think you're there.
Well, I didn't want to,
No.
I was asking more of him. but
I hear where you guys are going, and I'm kind of on the same page with you.
All right, well, let me just express my full point of view. Sure. First, I've listened to the applicant multiple times since we've been here, and I am not moved by his case thus far, which is obviously why he's looking for legal counsel to make a better case. I am very moved by the presence of multiple community members who have come and both formally and informally provided feedback about the application and the implications. And as it stands today, I remain unconvinced regarding this applicant's request, nor do I believe it has any likelihood of success. While I very much respect the idea that I don't want to cause any issues for the township, I came to this meeting prepared to vote against this continuance on those basis. But I'm only one vote, and I would suggest that if others feel the same way, perhaps we take care of this here. But if we're all moved to prevent the difficulties that would arise from doing such as has been described, then I will go with the majority and listen to it one more time. But I have to say my patience with this applicant is running thin. As much as I want to provide him with a good opportunity for hearing, I don't think his case is going to get any better for him to get what he wants. And I'd rather he bring an application forward that we could approve rather than insisting on trying to find some way to approve something that will likely not be approved. And that's my point.
I mean, I agree with you to an extent. I'm inclined to allow him, especially if he wants to seek legal counsel, to kind of have his day here. And I don't want to be swayed one way or the other quite yet. So I'm inclined to give the one more extension. And if he shows up with legal counsel and makes an argument, I would like to be unbiased and hear that, that kind of new viewpoint.
I would prefer not to extend this into 2027.
Correct. I would like a resolution, for sure.
My
but-
preference.
Absolutely, and I will say that historically, we have had continuances, but this has absolutely been the case of continuances. And I don't want to prejudge the case, prejudge any new information, prejudge whatever legal counsel might bring to us potentially. But I will say, my opinion is that for me, I want to resolve this on the 28th of October. And I agree, I don't want to bring it into next year. I think that that's a fair opportunity for the applicant, and I think it's fair to us, because we can only come here and do this so many times to where it doesn't make sense. And that's my opinion. And like you said, Mark, I'm only one vote. So,
The last thing I want to do personally is create difficulty for the township, because that's who I'm here to serve. I just feel very prejudiced by his testimony thus far, as not being convincing. And I find that the community lack of support for his application is evident, and I don't feel that that's going to change unless new facts come to light. But I'm willing to see if he brings new facts, and I'll listen to those facts in an unbiased fashion. I just feel like this needs to be resolved, and I'm concerned that he's working our good graces to the maximum extent.
well, I think that, and I think you're right to an extent. I think that we give him one more opportunity to present his case, and if he presents it, if it is what we've already seen, then then we can vote on
Yeah.
it, whether we like it or not. If he has other information, whatever to bring to us, that's fine too. The other thing that I would like to hear between now and October is I would like to hear, because in my mind, we've never resolved the question whether or not, and I asked legal counsel and staff about this, whether or not we can actually approve this application. And I really would like some definitive, that gives you 60 days to do that as well. And I think then, once we've got all the information, we can make an informed decision and vote on it.
Because he's asking for basically us to do something that we can't do. He's saying this isn't a variance because he just wants us to recognize his new boundaries and keep his non-conforming status, you know?
I don't know that that's a fact in evidence. I tend to agree with that, but I don't know until we hear from legal counsel. I don't know if that's the case.
That's my understanding of it. Mark.
As of right now,
No,
that
I
is
no, I
my
understand.
understanding,
Yeah,
correct.
I
yes.
absolutely understand. But that's why I say, I think to resolve this correctly, I think we need to do the extension for 60 days and then come in on the 28th, and then whatever the evidence is whatever the evidence is, and make a decision. So, and we may be here for something else. We may be here for something else anyway.
Sure.
I don't object to being here to do the business of the people. I object to the abuse of the system. And if this is the system, then I'll accept it. But I don't want us, they're spending money to have us here for us to be doing this. This is the second time.
Sure.
We're all getting paid on an hourly basis to be here. So, I have no problem coming here to do my duty. I want to make sure that we draw a line about when the system is being abused and when it's not. And I'm not looking positively on what I'm beginning to feel is a bit abusive.
And I think that's fair. I think that's fair to him. I think that's fair to us. And I think it's fair to staff. We can only leave this stuff pending for so long. And I think that's more than fair to give him essentially a 6-month window to get his facts
Right.
and his arguments together, present it to us, and then we make a decision.
Are there any cases in the history of the state of Ohio where a gentleman has come asking for us to recognize new boundaries but retain his non-conforming status and it be approved or disapproved?
That is not information that I have, that I can answer
I
you.
think that's a
Your wealth
question
of
for the
knowledge.
council, really.
Yeah.
If there is zero precedent here for that,
Yeah, the applicant presented many cases that were use variances that were kept because, or non-conforming uses that were kept because of illegal decisions, but he hasn't.
Right.
But,
We get
I'll
it
leave
on
that
the
to
record
discussion, so.
today that we were only providing this continuance to October, and if another continuance is asked, we will deny it or request to table.
Well, I
Can we
think-
give that notice now?
I think what we tell him is basically, October 28th hearing is it.
We're having the
Either
hearing
here
with
or
or
you
without
don't.
you, right?
And because I guess we could vote on the application as it is on the 28th, whether or not he appears, and make a decision that way.
would that cause problems for the township if he isn't here? Sounds like it.
But today, I'm under the impression today, it was kind of agreed that we would grant the
Yeah.
extension, to an
Yeah.
extent, right?
I would say
So-
with giving him a 2-month warning of, we are not going to request it, we're not going to grant any more continuances.
Right. We're not
I
gonna
believe
entertain
that
that.
would give him enough time that could possibly be okay
Sure.
if that does come to it. That's another thing we can ask our own legal counsel of, just to see how their feeling is. And we can provide that answer to you when we get it.
That would satisfy my concerns.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm fine.
We could continue this forever for, for all intents and purposes, but I would like a resolution for the township and for the neighbors that have shown up, and just one way or the other, so.
I agree.
Because they're living under the threat of
Sure,
something
sure.
coming into their community that they absolutely do not want.
Sure.
Right. Okay.
Thanks for bringing that up. That's a really important point that I hadn't even thought of.
Okay, I'm gonna, unless you guys have anything else, I'm gonna make a motion to continue the public hearing for the subject application known as 39823994 Worthington Road and 4077 Rome Corners Road, BZA case 2026-13, until October 27th, 2026, at 7 p.m. at the Genoa Township Hall. Additional or revised materials, this is important, will be due to the Genoa Township Development and Zoning Department by October 13th, 2026 at 4 p.m.
I will second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Discussion? None? Okay, Mr. Campanella,
Yeah.
Ms. Hample,
Yes.
Ms. Ludlow,
Yes.
Mr. Wilcoxen,
Yes.
Chair votes yes. And Paul, if you'll, probably should have done it with the motion,
That's what I was wondering.
is that date is a date certain, the 27th of October, that's the last continuance. That was the intent of the
Okay,
motion.
we will pass that on to the applicant to let him know.
Right. We don't intend to entertain a further continuance.
Okay.
We would advise the applicant. And like I said, and I think Travis, you had a question as well, but for council, I'm still concerned that we can even make a decision on this application. And I'd like to hear from council, whether letter, memo, email, sitting in the room, whatever. I'd like to hear from them regarding this application as well.
Okay, we'll reach out.
If he brings forward something substantially different, we'll hear that. But
Sure.
I mean, as it stands, everything's been informational. 'Cause they haven't even asked for a vote.
Right.
Sure.
Right, exactly. I agree. We can vote on what we have or vote on what new information. Maybe he reconfigures the whole thing. I don't know. So,
I mean, if our council tells us that we couldn't approve what he's putting in front of us anyway, then he got his answer right there. 'Cause he's not
well,
gonna
there's a
get any-
whole nother ballgame there,
Yeah.
right? I agree. Okay. I guess, as my dad used to say, I guess we got that settled. Any other business, anything else?
So we did not get any applications. Today was the deadline
Right.
for the September meeting. So I will leave that up to you on whether or not you want to hold a September meeting.
I do not believe we have any further business. If there are no applications,
Okay.
then we will cancel the September meeting.
Okay, I will
Make a
put
motion
that,
to cancel the September meeting.
don't need to have a motion, just
All right.
cancel is fine. It's on the record. I will let everybody know so we can cancel that. The October meeting, we will have this hearing, possibly other hearings. The deadline for that is not until next month. And we'll probably also have the 2027 proposed schedule for you to review at that time.
Okay. Okay, anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Then we are adjourned at 7:20.